Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of achieving a healthy weight. If you do enjoy my video, make sure that you get subscribed to my channel. Also, make sure that you click on the bell icon so you'll get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate in on the discussion, you can join me live at 4 p.m. most weekdays, or outside of my live streams, you can consider joining our Discord. There's a link for that down in the description below that will be active for 1 week. If you're watching this more than a week later, just check out a newer video. You should be able to find a link. Also, if you are interested in getting any ideas of the meals that we enjoy, we've created a link to a Pinterest board that we made that has some of our family's favorite whole food plant-based meals. It is weigh-in Wednesday, so I'm going to go ahead and get on the scale here early. Let me switch over and get everything going. All right, family. It is Wednesday, April 6th, 2022, and it is time for Weigh-In Wednesday. It is also day 522 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. A quick recap is I started this challenge on November 1st of 2020. I had a starting weight of 519.8 pounds. Last week, after having a 0.4 pound or just under half pound weight loss, I weighed in at 307.8 pounds, bringing my total weight loss to 212 pounds. I'm going to go ahead and hop on the scale today and see how I did this week. Eek. So 300, what the heck? I screwed this all up. I went to the wrong page. We're going to do this over. Now we are going to go ahead and hop on the scale. Oh, this is so sad. I got to do it again. I'll be right back. Still the same weight. $309.8. That means I had a 2-pound weight gain this week. Really disappointed in seeing a weight gain. It was the same weight both times when I weighed in that you guys didn't see and when I weighed in there. So, yeah, let me switch it up here so I can have that updated on my. So 309.8 means I had a 2-pound weight gain this week. It's disappointing to see a weight gain, but in the grand scheme of things, I know that it is just a minor hiccup in the whole process. For the past week, I was 100% on diet, whole food, plant-based, SOS free. I feel like I am still paying for what I did 2 weeks ago to get under the 200, to get down to where I've lost 210 pounds again. And that's where I ended up staying. I'm at exactly 210 pounds lost since I started the challenge, which is amazing. And I'm extremely happy. And I'm happy I just said that because it reminded me that I've lost 210 pounds in 18 months or 17 months, less than 18 months. So I'm extremely happy about where I'm at overall. It sucks that I gained 2 pounds this week, but really this has happened a few times throughout this process, and a lot of times it can be attributed to me trying to hit a goal, a weigh in before, or in this case, two weigh ins before. I really kind of pushed myself to get under 310. And I ended up getting down to like 308.2. And then last week, I was barely able to continue that kind of weight loss and only lost a half a pound. So to see this jump up 2 pounds, it is disappointing, but it is also part of the process. And I can't get too upset about it. That's one of the things that I kind of preach to you guys about is that this scale is a tool. It isn't a thing that is designed, the scale, allowing the scale to affect my attitude or my mood is where I get in trouble. I'm using the scale as a tool to just continue to measure my progress. There are some tweaks that we've made since Sunday, I guess, that I'm hoping to make permanent tweaks, but they're just things we're starting to do, like getting rid of the dehydrated mango, which was only a problem occasionally. We didn't always have dehydrated mango in our house, but the thing that we've had in our house all of the time that I think probably has hurt me a bit is the cashews. And we have gotten rid of the cashews, or I said yesterday I was so excited to be rid of the cashews, and then I went home yesterday and we had a bag of cashews, but those are our cooking cashews. I'm not allowed to touch those cashews unless Carrie's using them as part of a recipe. So I'm going to try to fight myself with that temptation. Uh, and I think I'll be okay. But I did have a lot of oranges yesterday. I busted into an apple. It's been a little while since I had an apple as a snack because I always had that cashew as an optional snack. And really, apple is probably more filling for fewer calories than cashews were. So it's a positive trade off for me. The other thing is that I didn't come into this weigh in fasted in any way. The two weigh ins ago, I had fasted for 60 or so hours to get down to that weight I wanted to get to last week in order to kind of maintain that weight loss or not have a weight gain. I also believe I fasted Wednesday morning. Today, I kind of was like, I just got to face the music with it. I knew yesterday that I was likely going to be up today and that I was just going to have to deal with it. So the hope in all of this is that next week when I get on the scale, I see a big weight loss because I've kind of allowed my body to correct. Also, when I'm looking at my kind of 2022 goals, I started this year at 332, so I'm down over 20 pounds since January 1st of this year. I have a goal that I want to be under 300 by the end of this month. It feels like I'm a little further away from that because I am, but I think that it's still achievable. I still have 3 weeks time in order to lose that 9 pounds. It is going to hopefully happen, and coming up a week or two out, if I have to maybe look at doing some additional working out, I might. But my big goal for this is to lose the weight without having to do a ton of additional exercise. So I am sorry to say that I had a 2 pound weight gain this week, but I'm not going to let it get me down for too long. I'm going to go and have normal dinner tonight. I'm going to go eat normal breakfast in the morning and just kind of let it go. And yeah, it's in the past. I can't change anything now. I don't feel like I did anything wrong, really, in the grand scheme of things. If anything, I overate brown rice, and I'm not going to be disappointed in myself because I overate brown rice. I didn't add a bunch of toxins or chemicals to my body that are going to cause any negative effect. And yeah, that's what that was. So I appreciate you guys following along and supporting me through all of this. And I look forward to next week where I will most definitely see a loss next week. switch over to the main page here. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but again, I'm not gonna let it get me down for too long. I'll get over it here. Hopefully by the end of the stream, right? I hope everybody had a great evening yesterday and a great day so far today. I'm gonna grab my phone off of the scale camera. So yeah, like I said, I hope everybody had a great evening last night. We didn't do anything too special. We had soccer for our kids, so they were off doing that. And we, for dinner last night, we had kind of one of our favorites, or one of my favorites, and that is mega veggie chili. It's really simple to put that together. It's a lot of cans of different things, and then we cook it for a while, and then we depressure everything. We cook it all in the Instapot, and so it cooks fairly quickly, and it makes for a good meal. And so I had that, and then I actually took a photo of it because we had Carrie has been very excited about Carrie has been very excited about the sourdough she's been making. She got a sourdough starter from somebody and has been making up loaves of sourdough just about every day or every couple days. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So I just took a quick picture of our mega veggie chili there, and a slice of sourdough that I just kind of dipped into the chili as I ate it. And that was what I had for dinner last night. I only ended up having one bowl of this. I did have quite a few mandarin oranges, had an apple as well, but tried to limit my snacking because I knew that I didn't want to overeat, because it would have made this 2-pound gain even more than it already was. So that was dinner last night. This morning, I ended up having just Ezekiel bread with nut butter. I don't actually have a photo of that anywhere on my phone. I mean, I have plenty of photos of Ezekiel bread on my phone because it has been a staple of my diet, but I did not take a photo of it last night. So that's pretty much what I had to eat since yesterday. And then kind of been busy today at work. Haven't hardly had, I don't generally eat at work, but or drink much water or have fluid at work either. So that was kind of my food for the last day and a half here. One of the things I wanted to talk about today, kind of because I knew I would probably have a weight gain when I got on the scale, is patience is a virtue. And it's a very common saying, and it's something that I really suck when it comes to patience, especially when it's something I want. I've always been accused by my family of having a one-track mind. Once I get my mind set on something, I work towards that end 100% of the time. And that, I think, is a indicator of my lack of patience, because I work on it so hard because I want it to happen sooner and I want it to get done. Um, it's another thing I think about with patience. And as a kid growing up, one example of where I never had any patience was with like fishing. I hated to fish because of the time it took to wait. You're just sitting there and it's boring. And so, and I never actually ever went out and hunted, even though I probably had the opportunity to do it a few times. I never went out and hunted, but I think that it's kind of the same thing. It's a whole lot of waiting for things to happen. And it just never was something that that I was good at. And patience in regard to my diet. I always want to see the scale go down, and I don't want to see it go up. And, once I have seen, something like a 2-pound weight gain, I'm sitting here in my head going, I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing. I shouldn't have done. Like I don't regret any decision that I've made over the past week. Other times in this challenge where I've gained weight, couldn't necessarily say that because we were maybe went out to a restaurant or we did have food that was off plan. But this time it kind of really hurts in that I feel like I was on plan, feel like I was doing everything right, and then the scale didn't do what I wanted it to do. And that's just a momentary thing. It's just that in this day, these couple days, that's the way I've been or the way things have worked out. It isn't a permanent thing or something that I have to, um, I'm not going to gain 2 pounds every week, even though I did gain, like you do it the other way, where for 4 weeks there or 3 weeks there, I lost 2 pounds every week. And so I'm sitting there in my math going, well, shoot, I'll lose 2 pounds every week. Then eventually, I'll be down to my goal weight before I know it because of that. But you kind of do that same thing in the opposite direction too, in some ways. I gained 2 pounds this week. Now I'm sitting here cringing, thinking that I'm going to gain another 2 pounds every week. And that's not what's going to happen. It's got peaks and valleys, and the weight will come back down. It's just being patient with it and allowing it to happen. And one of the things I've said a few times since I started this diet and with how good I feel while eating this diet is that I really feel like I have figured out the way to eat to get to my goal weight. And as long as I continue to eat this way, that it's an inevitability that I'm going to reach my goal weight. As long as I continue to eat a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet, eventually I'm going to get to my goal weight. I don't think that anybody could eat this diet for years on end and get to a point where they are overweight unless they were eating just straight dehydrated foods and nut butters and nuts. Carrie says, my beard looks nice. Thanks, Carrie. I know you were happy to see it go and see me shave. So I appreciate it. So yeah, and it's that mentality of it's just going to happen eventually. I'm gonna eventually, as long as I stay on diet, eventually I am going to get to my goal weight. And it's gonna happen. And I'm not worried about if it's going to happen. It's more of a when it's going to happen. And you know, the the patience that I have to kind of rely on or use as the backbone of this thing is that, you know, the mentality I have from the pleasure I would get from eating something now versus, or the pleasure I get from eating something now versus how it's going to make me feel in the next day or tomorrow. Like I have to rely on, you know, the things I'm eating now are going to get me to my goal. And there's so many times before, like on a diet, that I would take that momentary pleasure, and I know everybody's done it. You've gone and you've had some junk food, and as you're going to eat it or when you're eating it, you think, I'm gonna eat this, but I'm gonna have to pay for it later. I eat this junk food now and I'm gonna gain weight because of it. I don't have that mentality anymore. I'm able to get away from that. Or you have that mentality where, I ate this junk food, now I gotta pay for it, or I have to go to the gym and work out and make up for the bad choice that I made. Um, but when you make those short-term pleasure choices to eat that junk food or eat things that are off your diet, what you have to realize is that that short-term pleasure that you're getting now, you are trading the you're trading that short-term pleasure today for the long-term cost of that, which is a shorter lifespan or a shorter health span, and what health span refers to is the final years of your life. There's a lot of people that make it to 80 or 85 years old, but those last 5 years or 10 years of their life are not, they're measurably less satisfactory than the years prior. Those are the years that, um, kind of your health, uh, the deterioration of your health starts to catch up to you at the end of your life. And so the choice I make today to eat that junk food, while it gives me 5 minutes of pleasure, 10 minutes of pleasure, eat that junk food today, it's also taking 5 minutes or 10 minutes off my life on the other end. It's sort of like what they always used to talk about when you smoke cigarettes. If you smoke a cigarette, every time you smoke a cigarette, you take seconds off your life. It's kind of that mentality that I am bringing to my diet. Every time I make a choice that is less than optimal, it means that I'm going to give myself the potential to have less than optimal results. And that's not what I want, because my goal is to live as long and as healthy as I possibly can. And that really has been what I've said for years, but it wasn't until these past 18 months that I've truly put that mentality into action, or put the effort forth to make that happen. So, just the biggest thing I could say is that you really have to be extremely patient with the process and with how things go. It is so easy to give up on yourself, or to give up that desire or drive you have to get to your goal, because you have a momentary thing happen. I mean, I got on the scale, I gained 2 pounds. I could have just as easily said, you know what, I know I'm going to be up, so I'm not even going to weigh. And then I would have saved myself maybe a little bit of that mental anguish. But then at the same time, I'd also be sitting here going, well, how much did I gain? What if I gained 3 pounds or 4 pounds? And so at least now I have a number to put to it, and I have, and it strengthens that dedication to make this next week better. Like, I'm not going to do anything extreme to cause that, because I feel like me doing something 2 weeks ago is still affecting my results on the scale today, and I don't want that. So, you just got to be patient with yourself. You got to be patient with the scale. You got to be patient with everything, because life is going to hit you too. Like, when you think you got it figured out and you think that things are going right, something can sidetrack your plans in a moment, in a matter of a moment. I mean, I tore my distal bicep tendon, and I wasn't doing anything that I wouldn't have done any other day of the week. And I tore my tendon, just happened to happen that day, and it kind of sidetracked me overall. But that sidetrack in the past, I would be easily 30. I mean, I'm 9 months out, or I'm 6 months out from that injury. So, yeah, I'm pretty far out from that injury. I'm almost 9 months out from that injury, actually. Um, And in the past, I would have probably gained 2/3, if not all of the weight back that I lost in the previous 9 months. So I'm happy to be able to say that I've maintained the weight loss, and that I am getting going in the right direction. And this diet has allowed me to do that. I don't have to worry too much about things. And again, that 2 pounds I gained, I mean, it's probably food that's in my stomach still. It's probably my body trying to get through that rice, but um it is what it is. I don't have a whole lot more today to talk about, so I am going to pop out of here. I have a couple things to do with work before I go home, so I'm going to do that here in a moment. But I do appreciate all you guys supporting me and following along with my channel. I'm sorry I couldn't have shown another 2-pound weight loss this week. Maybe next week it'll be 2 pounds plus, and we'll be back down to below what last week's weight it was. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to keep on keeping on, and I'm going to put my faith in this diet getting me to my goal. And you can't win every one of them, right? So Carrie says we're having pizza tonight. Yes, we're gonna have some amazing pizza. That's awesome. I'm actually pretty excited now hearing that. So um I hope all you guys have a good evening. If you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's no celebration coming up that's more important than your overall health and well-being. Nobody gets to the end and says, man, I wish I would have waited. Everybody regrets not starting sooner, and you'll be the same way when you get to your goal. Also, don't fall for the myths of moderation, the myth of moderate consumption, the idea that a little bit of something isn't bad, anything in moderation is okay, is not true when it comes to diet. When it comes to diet, you need to look at eating a healthy diet, because if you want health results from healthy lifestyle. And so if you allow some things in that aren't healthy, then you're going to have a little bit less healthy lifestyle than you could if you didn't have them in your diet. Also, the myth of moderate change, the idea that if you just slowly transition into a diet, that it is easier. I truly believe that most people that succeed don't start seeing the real fruits of that work that they're doing. Like, you may change, start eating salads before dinner or slowly add these things in, but you're not going to start seeing real changes in your results till you finally make that total conversion to your new diet. So, by dragging out the process of converting to your new diet, you're just slowing down the results that you're looking for. So, you should, you do have to, plan the diet appropriately. You do have to make steps towards that change. But once you decide to make that change, just go all in. Don't keep candy bars around so you can maybe have a candy bar every now and then, or don't, you know, allow yourself to hold on to these old habits that eventually you're planning on getting rid of anyways. So you holding on to them is just kind of a personal ego kind of thing. So, anyways, I will be back on tomorrow, Thursday, and we will have something fun to talk about. So, thanks, guys, again, and I will talk to you later.